Hey everyone, so I'm Steven and I work with Sip Kentucky's Bourbon. And this is gonna be the first episode of our podcast. I'm a pretty regular guy, but I have a pretty cool and fun job. So I work at a company that does bourbon tours. I live here in Louisville and we kind of take people in and all around the state, all around the country, to different places around the state to see, taste, and feel that Kentucky unique experience, which to me, a lot of it involves good food, obviously some good drinks, and then really cool, unique experiences with some cool, unique, authentic people. People always ask what I'm drinking this week, this month, this year. So I've got the Yellowstone Family Recipe 6-year with the red label from Limestone Branch. And then today I've also got the J. Mattingly 6-year double staved, which are two that I pretty much have kept on my shelf since I found them. So the plan, today's episode is gonna be a little bit different. It's just gonna kind of be me telling you a little bit about where the podcast is gonna be going and what each episode is gonna look like. So generally, it's gonna be me and either one of my friends or someone else who works with me at on the Bourbon Trail. It could be another tour guide, it could be someone from a distillery or a cooperage, it could be friends, it could just be the people down the block. So the point of this podcast is gonna be kind of a relaxed fireside chat vibe for bourbon lovers and people who are curious about Kentucky's culture. So, one of the things people always ask me and ask our team are like, where are our favorite places to go? And so that's kind of what I want to bring to these podcasts is the authentic things that people who live here and get to see these distilleries and have these experiences often, what our favorite things to do are, and just talk to locals about our local favorites in and around the state. I mentioned that I work for Sip Kentucky Bourbon Tours. Kind of the way that company got started was seeing all of the amazing and cool experiences that Kentucky has that can kind of feel a little bit intimidating, and wanting to make that more accessible and easier for people to get to. Because when you think of Kentucky, you always think of the Kentucky Derby, horse racing and thoroughbreds, and then you usually think of bourbon as well. And I don't know about you guys, but when I think about those things, they can feel intimidating. So the company's goal is to make it easier for people to plan their experience out at these places. And that's the reason we actually started this podcast as well, is we want to make these really cool experiences more known to people all over the place who aren't necessarily coming to Kentucky, but also give you that baseline knowledge or experience to hear how cool and unique these things are, so that maybe you will come and visit Kentucky and visit some of these awesome distilleries to have that unique Kentucky, unique American experience that we have here. So people always ask me, where would I take someone who was visiting Kentucky for the first time, whether it was a friend, family member, whatever. And for me, it's the places that have that most unique experience. So Louisville's interesting, where it has a bunch of little pockets of neighborhoods that all have, and they all work like their own city. So they have their own restaurants, they have their own bars, and the way I describe it to everyone is it kind of feels like Cheers when you walk into one of those local bars or restaurants, because they're in the middle of neighborhoods, and a lot of the people in those neighborhoods just walk right to those restaurants or bars every day. So I love walking around the Nulu neighborhood because it's got so much to do. You've got distilleries like Rabbit Hole, Whiskey Thief has their tasting room just outside more in Butchertown. You've got Copper and Kings, Angel's Envy, kind of right on the edge of the Nulu area as well. The Last Refuge has really good food and an incredible bourbon bar. It's a crazy cool experience, lots of awesome pictures there. Right down the road from that. And then when you go downtown, you just have this long stretch on Main Street where you just have distillery after distillery after distillery. And it's such a fun place to show people just like the tip of the iceberg of how many great bourbon makers and whiskey makers there are in the state. So I love kind of showcasing that part when I have friends and family in town and sending them that direction. Really cool experiences along the way. I usually stop at 21C. It's a hotel. There's a restaurant that's connected to the hotel as well. It's great. But then it's also like a free modern art museum. It's an incredible place. Love hanging out there, and it's a fun, just little 10-minute stop if you just want to see the modern art museum. If you get a little bit outside of downtown, you can head to Churchill Downs, where they run the Kentucky Derby every year. A lot of people think that we just have the Derby, but we have races. But even if you're not here on a race day, it's great to go down to the Kentucky Derby Museum, which is connected to Churchill Downs. Then I go out to Frankfort. There's obviously a ton of incredible distilleries, one of which being J. Mattingly, which is J. Mattingly 1845, which is right across from Buffalo Trace, so it's really easy to hit 1-2. Great restaurants out in the Frankfort area. I love going to Locals. They have awesome pizza and salads and all that stuff. It's called Locals because they source all their ingredients from the state of Kentucky, which is really, really cool. Just really great food, kind of central near all those distilleries like I was just talking about. And then in the Bardstown area, again, just awesome places for food, drinks, and experiences and learning some history. So there's really cool history in the area. It's tough to beat the views. You can get down at Maker's Mark, and that experience of dipping your own bottle is fun and memorable. So Maker's Mark has kind of unforgettable experiences. When you're in Bardstown proper, that downtown area is so cute. There's a reason it keeps getting voted one of the best small towns in America. So there's just really great food in these kind of random little pockets and small towns in Kentucky. You can't avoid it. You're gonna have awesome experiences, great whiskey, and amazing food kind of anywhere you go in Kentucky. So that's kind of what we want to do with this podcast, is kind of share some of those awesome experiences that we have and that we get to see. Share some of our favorites with people and make it more accessible for you guys to feel comfortable getting out there and doing it yourself. So I'm gonna ask my friends, I'm gonna ask people I work with, just people I see around town to come and join me and talk about some of these things so that all you guys can learn with me as well. Have fun, be safe, and keep sipping.